Hello again for a third time with this medieval cabin. So this third time we are going to finish decorating our medieval cabin, and once we are done we are going to go ahead and take a look at it and we will be happy. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so now for the workstation, I'm going to go ahead and take my items here and I'm going to go ahead and just place them in an order which just seems right. Now, of course, if you want those level 30 enchants, then you're of course going to have to make a whole entire room for it. So if you wanted to make this a room for it instead of a bedroom, or if you wanted to split it in half, then you can of course do so. And you can put it right here as well, and I think I will go ahead and showcase that, so that just because it basically saves a ton of space by just using up that space that you have and putting it to use. Now here, if what you wanted to do is just change it up a little bit and change the floor to bookshelves as well, it'll help with your enchants, and it also gains a nice space for the floor to look a little bit different so that it does have a nice feel to it. Now here, of course, you do want to make sure that you have a brewing stand if you wanted to have that close by, which I will be putting it in the workstation area instead. But here, I'm just going to put an enchanting table. You can either put it here, so that if you wanted, you could walk all the way around, or you could just set it here in the corner. But then, of course, running over to it from this direction may not be as easy. So I think right there fits perfectly, and you have a good area to run to it. And of course, you can always just expand that floor as well, which here I am going to go ahead and take it like that to make it a 2-block diagonal. And then over here we're going to just have a nice workstation, which of course if you want a better area for the bedroom, since it's not right here, so over here you don't have something just right here, so you have more of a better, I guess, feel to the place, so it doesn't feel so just like crowded and everything, then yeah, you could totally do that. And here, if you did want to place smithing tables in the ground, you can do that as well, and it works really nicely. And then over here, you can also add a grindstone as well, and I think that looks really nice. Then again, we cannot leave out a nice spot where we could easily put some barrels, because we always need more storage space. Now, if you don't need as much storage space in your home, you don't have to put this many, but I usually need a ton of storage space whenever it comes to survival, so I just like to put a ton of barrels and chests so that I don't have a huge, gigantic amount of chests just in a room, because that kind of wastes space and time, because you have to search through all of your areas just to get that. And here again, I am just going through seeing what items would look the best. So let's say you wanted a fern, you can of course add that as well, and I think it looks really nice to add some just nature items, because you go to the nature tab and it just gives a lot of things that you can do. And then here again we can add some item frames, and let's say if you wanted to add a potion or if you wanted to add something just to make it look a little bit better, and I guess to have something there. I don't know. Just to have like a picture, but it's kind of a custom picture, but you can only technically use the items that are within the inventory and items that you can make in survival as well. So here you can just view the items and see which items you think would look good in a picture and what you think may look just nice to have. So it does kind of look like a picture, and you can have fun with this. If you just have random items that you don't necessarily need, you can for sure use that. And I think that's a nice little workstation. And of course, if you wanted to add some vines just to make it a little bit better, you could of course do that as well. So just to make it look a little bit better, you can add some vines. But of course, you will need to add that string to go ahead and just make sure that none of it spreads, unless if you're okay with it spreading. Okay, so here I have my items here. So I have a nice red bed. I will go ahead and make a double bed. And here I'm just going to go ahead and do this. So if you want to have this style, you can have that style like that. Or you can go ahead and place some more barrels. But I'm going to go with this style this time. Now I will go ahead and place an armor stand. Now I did get a jukebox this time, just for, let's say you had a music lover or someone and you wanted to go ahead and just have that. I was just scrolling through the items and I thought I might as well include it. So yeah, and then I went and got a lectern, which you could include any type of book on. And then I also got in a protection 1 book. Now you could get whatever book you want. Just an enchanted book I think looks pretty cool. You could even get a book and quill, just write in it, and that would be fine as well. And then I just got all of that, and I thought it looked quite nice. And then here you can go ahead and place that, and again it does kind of look like a picture, so yeah, maybe if you wanted to showcase a degree or some kind, you could do that, or you could take it the extra step and actually make a pattern on the ground and make it a map, but that is a lot of work. And here I'm gonna go ahead and just keep the armor stand there. And there are the bookshelves, which I'm actually going to get them a little bit lower there. And then here I am going to go ahead and just get more items here. So like if you wanted to make your more custom pictures, I think it's just really cool because you can make kind of custom pictures and they have like a frame and everything. And I don't know, I like it. So here I'm just getting more items around the house, well, around the room. And then here you can go ahead and just display your pictures of different things around here. I'm just going to go ahead and place some flowers as well. Here I'll place a nice flower there. And then here, I don't know where to put this. And then, yeah, so you can place pretty much anything, anywhere. And it actually looks really nice, and it does look quite not crowded, but it does look full. And you want to get it to the point where it is full, not crowded. Because if you get it to where it's crowded, then it just looks unorganized, and it doesn't look how it should. But if you get it to where it just looks, I guess, nice, then yeah. So if you get it to where it looks nice and full, it looks pretty good. And there you can see I used a banner again, and you could kind of, I don't know, I think it just looks kind of cool, but you could also say that it is a rack for all of your CDs or something. Now, of course, I don't know exactly how you could represent this, maybe with an end rod, and you just hold it up like so. So you would do this type of thing. Oh man, this is gonna be harder. Okay, there. So if you could kind of do something like that, or you could say it just holds on here. Anything like that looks quite nice, and I do really like it. And it actually looks really good. So then that is basically our third room. We're zooming past this. So we're gonna go ahead and I guess you could add more detail to the outside here and make it look a little bit nicer, and I think that would look really nice. So if you wanted to go ahead and let's say you wanted to add some slabs, you could add some stone, some cobblestone, basically any type of grayish block that you can find. I'll see about the polished black stone slab. So if you wanted to add a little entrance here, and then you could just continue this over just to kind of blend it in. You could see if that looked good if you liked connecting it to this wall over here, but then again you may want to also do the same on this side so that it does look a little bit more even on both sides, so that it doesn't look, I don't know, I just don't necessarily want one side to have something and the other side to not. So I don't know. I think it looks quite nice. And then, yeah, so that kind of details that a little bit. You can of course add, let's say you wanted some different walls or different just details. Then you can of course add that, and that looks really nice. So here I'm gonna see if diorite walls look nice. And they pretty much do. And here I added 2 just because there are 2 blocks on this side and only 1 block on this side. You can of course add more if you want to, and you can just have fun with it. See if anything looks good, and you can just test different designs to see what you like. So yeah. Okay, so I have just some of the items that I will need for this. I have the basic necessities, and then I have my just area for, I have my countertop blocks, which is my smooth quartz stairs, and then I have bookshelves, a cauldron for a sink, and then a ton of barrels, because of course barrels, you always need some barrels. Just some barrels, right? And then here, of course, around the chimney, I will be placing smokers and furnaces just to go ahead and add a nice area for those. And then in the middle here, I do remember in my last video, my gingerbread house video, I added a nice kind of pillar which was made out of anvils, and it had a very nice look to it, and I really did like it. I just mismatched the anvils and it looks really nice, and you can use it for a long time. Now, it is very costly as it takes a lot of iron to have a single anvil. So if you are in survival, I suggest that you probably don't do this, but you can probably do like 1 or 2. It just depends on how much iron you have, And of course, if you have an iron farm, then yes, it'll be not too hard, I don't think. Now here I'm going to go ahead and add just a cauldron for a sink, and then of course you can add a banner for a towel, which I will go ahead and show you that. Now I keep using light gray because I do like the tone of light gray. It's not too dark, but it's also not white, so I like that. And then here, just adding more barrels. I'm just adding them wherever I can, again, just to make a ton of cabinets or anything that you really can, just to make it look a little bit better. Now, of course, I like to add kind of islands in the middle so that they are a little bit easier to, well, not necessarily get around, because you have a 1 block space here, but it just makes it look nicer, and I really do like it. So here I am going to go on this side and do the same. Here, I'll extend this out by 1. So there, it's a quite long island, but it's also quite nice, and you can adjust it to where you like it and what seems best for you. I will add another towel just for, I guess, just to make it look a little bit better as well, so that it does look, I don't know, I just like it to look better than how it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and find some nice flowers in here. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab some lilacs and some rose bushes, and I'm also going to grab some other smaller flowers to use in here. And then I'm going to go ahead and get a flower pot as well as some cobblestone slabs. Now, of course, I know most of you are thinking why I have the lilacs and rose bushes, as they cannot fit inside of the flower pot. And well, I will tell you this one thing. We're gonna have an in-home, just a nice in-home area where there's some big flowers in here. In here, I am gonna add a smaller flower, just to make it look nicer. What I've been saying literally every single minute of this video, and it might get annoying, so I'm very sorry for that. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just add some little flowers everywhere to, of course, make it look nicer. I don't know why I keep saying this all the time, but I mean, it's true. It does look nicer. Now here, I'm going to add some vines again, and of course, gotta get that string, just so that it does stay where you want it. And of course, it can't go on this block, so I'm just going to add this here, and it just moved on me. So here, I'm just going to add all of this string so it does not move at all, as I don't want it moving. I definitely don't want it moving. And it doesn't cost too much since spiders do drop string, so it is pretty nice. And it does add for a nice texture to the place. In here, if you wanted to add any skulls or heads, you could of course do that as well to make it look a little bit nicer. I am going to add a dinner bell because I feel like it would look pretty nice if I added a dinner bell. So yeah, pretty nice. Now you could either add it above the furnace, or you could add it over there. You could of course add it over one of the smokers, but then the smoke wouldn't be able to release. So kind of makes more sense to put it over here, because it's not on top of something that cooks stuff, and that's good. Another thing that you can always add is that bamboo. It's amazing, and I love it. It's just like amazing. And of course, I'm experimenting on where you can actually put it in this world, or at least on thing. So I'm going to use it as just different poles to hold up the different areas here. So I am going to have to break the string. Whoa. So I actually can't put it there. Okay. Okay, yeah, so there was a barrel there, so I was able to put it there. So you got to make sure that you are getting it correct on where you're placing it. I don't know how I didn't know that there was literally a second floor below me. But yeah, so it's pretty nice, and I really do like it. And this wall needs some more things, so again, with those custom photos, if you wanted to add more, you could definitely do that. Now you could add whatever you really want. I'm gonna just test some different skulls to see if that looks nice, and then I will also use a prismarine shard to see if that looks nice. And you can kind of turn it, and it kind of looks like a dress, which, I mean, some people hang photos of dresses. I don't know. I just thought it kind of looks cool. But yeah, so if you wanted to use that, you could for sure do that. And then here, so yeah, the heads, it just makes a miniature version, which is pretty nice. So here, I'm just going to go ahead and go through this wall and just add tiny little heads. There's a gap in this one. That's pretty nice, isn't it? Okay, well then now I'm just going to add a nice photo here that hopefully isn't that big. So, yay, I like this one. This one is probably my favorite 2x2. It's pretty nice. So, yeah, that fills up that wall a little bit. Of course, you still have this area here, which you can of course put more barrels if you want to. You can never have too much storage space, can you? But yeah, I think it looks pretty nice for the main kitchen. It is, of course, quite big, but then there is a small walking area, and that. So guys, well, welcome back. So, as you can see, I did finish this area. So here's the bedroom. I did go ahead and add a ton of barrels because we just have to, okay? And I did go ahead and add some of those kind of better just pictures because they're like you can have your stuff in them. It just looks really cool. I did add some more flower pots, some armor stands. I did choose gray beds this time with a light gray backing, and I did a ton of vines, and from far away it looks okay, but you can see the string. And yeah, this bedroom does have a sea lantern right above it, so it does look really nice. And here I just did a ton of note blocks along with a jukebox. This is very costly as a jukebox costs 1 diamond to make. So that's always fun, isn't it? Now here we do have barrels, and I decided to have this barrel being held up by twisting vines, And then over here I just decided to do some of those nice weeping vines there. And then over here we have our TV area. You can see this is where I put the TV. The only reason why I don't like this is because there's that extra gap there. Now if you had some form of a light right there, so if you had double layer walls, then you could probably put a light there and that would be fine, and it wouldn't be showing on the outside. But here I didn't do that, so you get what you get, right? And then over here I did a nice design. I did add 3 extra blocks here, and I did add a smooth stone slab. I did that with both sides, and I did add some nice end rods here, and I will show you what I'm doing with those. So actually I am going to be adding some flower pots, and hopefully that this works. Hopefully. Just hopefully. So they're not necessarily hanging, but they do look quite nice in my opinion. So I do really like those. And it adds extra light in the back so that it is more focused on the TV, and so you don't have lights up here where it ignores the light with the TV, and it doesn't make it as cool as it would be. Here I did add a ton of items in picture frames, or item frames, sorry. Here I just thought that this little pufferfish looked like a painting, so I did that. I added a sea turtle egg because I liked the blue on it, and I thought it looked quite nice and like it could be a painting. And I was saying that this dog bone could of course be like some type of reward or something, so if your dog won the championship or something. I don't know, I'm just kind of making this story up, but yeah, you can choose your story, whichever way you'd like to go. Here I decided to do like a campfire memory from when you went to camp, if you've gone to camp before. And then here I used some bubble coral. I thought it looked quite nice, along with some seagrass, which I do like the sea theme, and I didn't even choose it. It just happened. Now you can of course see there's a ton of blank walls everywhere. Now of course I want you guys to have some part in this as well, so I'm gonna leave that to you. I don't want to decorate your whole house for you, because I feel like you guys need to incorporate some of yourself into it instead of myself. And I just like whenever people take what I've done here and then they'll add some of their own stuff to it. And tell me in the comments if you do that, because that makes me really happy and it makes me really proud of you. So yeah, next thing that we gotta do is add all the doors. I'm gonna be adding spruce doors here because I feel like it looks quite nice. I am gonna be adding them on the inside of the rooms so it does look more textured with the wall. I'm not gonna be adding them for the kitchen, as it's just kinda not what I'm gonna do. And well, because I want a doorway so you can just run inside. And yeah, I really do like this house, and I think it does look really nice, like actually really nice. I'm not gonna add a door here because I feel like it's not like there's anything you're trying to hide from people, unless if you want to of course only have one floor available to people. So let's say you're inviting people into your house but you tell them not to open any doors, then yes, that's a case where you don't want them to open a door, because you don't want them going upstairs into your bedroom, because most likely people like to have their bedroom upstairs, and because it has that nice sea lantern light. But this is probably the best room, I think. I think I did pretty good on this room. But yeah, thank you to everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this house.
So thank you all for watching today's video. Thank you for staying to the end for part 3 of decorating the medieval cabin. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed our journey of building the medieval cabin. And bye guys, I hope to see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.